Are Nest of Bees still OP? Is this little bee still OP? Let's find out. Season 9 preview server here. 3D Clans B on the Chinese going up against My Insanity's Anatan on the Abbasids. This is going to be a fun one. We are into game number 5 of this Play All 7 show match that we've organized and hosted on the test server. We're going to be in a high view. High view is always kind of a tricky one, actually. I'm surprised they picked it when I left it in there. It's no pigeon's view. The trade in the corner can lead to very boomy, long games, and an Abbasid and Chinese pick also leans us that way as well. So maybe instead of predicting who's going to win this, I should just be predicting how long the game's going to go. We could potentially have our hour-long game here. So, opening up, going to start the predictions for you guys. B has gone for that double scout opener again. I think we will be seeing pro scouts. It's not a bad idea for China to do. They supervise the tech so quickly that it's worth it. Same with getting the stable units out, right? So we'll keep an eye on whether that's going to occur. For the time being, it is, of course, going to be about sheep pool. So far, it's going to be 9 to the 14. You kind of need this when you consider that the Abbasids are very food efficient. For a start, they get extra berries. They gather them quicker. They also spend less on their villages with fresh foodstuffs. And if this is going to be a TC race where both players are building multi-TC, Chinese TCs may be quicker because they can produce in 15 seconds with Song Dynasty, but that means you're spending an insane amount of food compared to the Abbasids, right? An Abbasid player with the fresh foodstuff discount putting down to, was it 32 food? He will spend 96 food a minute. Meanwhile, a Chinese player on his TC will spend 200 food a minute. Now, he'll get 33% more villagers out in that time, but it's still double the cost. I'm curious, actually, is this going to be Eco Wing? Yeah, there we go. Eco Wing's coming in. So no melee wing kind of makes sense. You could try to play block of the TC, and there are some matchups where when you know it's going to be multi-TC, playing military wing makes a lot of sense to block your opponent's tech up. This doesn't really feel like one of them, and the reason is that whenever you play against the Chinese, they tend to condense their town centers anyway, so they'll build them like here, which means your 4 military units don't stop a town center at all. B, with no pressure on the way, means he gets to happily go into Imperial Academy instead of Barbican first here. Really good spawn, by the way, for Anatan. It's not often you get this generous of a spawn where you can just drop a TC pretty much next to the House of Wisdom and get deer plus berries. So this is an absolute jackpot spawn for him. Second deer at the back with the gold. Like, there's an easy wall across here on the north side. So I think Anatan can very easily play corner camper, but there isn't necessarily a requirement for that. I'd say in this matchup, usually the Abbasid player can be more aggressive than the Chinese player. I think Chinese players will usually try to hunker down. If they want to play the Age, it's going to require time to build up Mass Juganu. Be going for Tang aggro build? Oh, you mean the Archer plus Horseman, no Juke? I would be shocked if he chooses to do that. I don't think I like that against Abbasids here. I mean, he hasn't gone on stone, right? So, like, maybe. I think Anatan just needs to keep an eye on him. So, logic here is if Anno goes 2 TC, it gives an opening. But if he just kind of sticks 1 TC, because he sees his opponent's going all in, you can kind of ruin his day. The crazy thing that I've seen is Abbasid players can just get away going 2 TC versus 1 anyway, though, because of how cost-efficient it is, right? Fertile Crescent gets you that 35% discount, used to be 30. And on top of that, you're getting the 35% discount on villages as well. Anatan just sniping all the deer. I don't think that's going to matter, though. Like, I agree. I think there's a possibility here that B may just consider pro scouts. Intriguing that we haven't got to move onto the stone at all. Makes me wonder, have we got a fast castle from B? I actually rate fast castle quite highly here. The logic being you just rush relics. Your opponent doesn't have anything on the map. It's a bit dangerous if they get too much time. Like, if the Abbasids are given enough time to react to it, they can start scaling Camel Archers, and Camel Archers are a solid solution to fast castlers. But what in the ever-loving duck is that? Wait, what? Well, he doesn't... Okay, so let's explain the thought process from Anatan. He doesn't see any stone gathering, so he knows it's an aggro build, likely. So he's playing condensed because he's worried, okay, it ends up being the right call. Because check this. The game sense on Anatan. He knew that there was a Barbican rush coming. He eyeballs it up early. He takes the safer option, and with Fertile Crescent, it's not a bad option either. Those farms are quite affordable and only 49 a pop. Meanwhile, this Barbican kind of feels wasted. I don't know if this is good enough for B. I mean, you're securing a lot of food, sure, but... And your opponent is going to have to go into farms, likely, but he's got 10 sheep still. It's not bad, right? Like, B, he's blocking both deer stacks with this play, as well as the boar for himself later, gives him a lot of food in this area. There's only one berry stack on the west side that Anatan could pivot to instead. So, like, there is a weakness to what Anatan has here. Like, he's going to have to build farms. It gives an opening to B. But I think this means that B can't now go 2TC. He can't, I think, rush fast castle. He probably has to attack. Considering the lack of production builds, though, I think he's going to fast castle this. I personally don't like the fast castle rush here because it's Abbasids. And you're seeing why I don't like it right there. Camel Archers are kind of nuts, guys. They're really good in this matchup for what B's intending. I mean, you have at least got Nestor Bees if you get to age 3, and that's a problem for Camel Archers, but anything else is going to be rough. In fact, I am wondering if Camel Archers can now beat Nestor Bees, because they have quite high base damage and it's based on ranged resistance now, right? So it's not an insta-kill, but you can kind of kite them out, you can spread wide. First Camel Archer comes out, first farm gets added in. And B, he is going to be playing the edge, so here we go. Archery range is being dropped. We should be just getting Jugnu here. You still animation cancel? I think so. Funnily enough, like Camels a while ago, I think like 2 patches ago or 1 patch ago, got a funny little buff on them. You may see it there. They actually counter like gunpowder infantry now. Luckily, the devs were aware of this, and deciding that they really hate Janissaries, decided to do something different than just fix that. So Janissaries do get countered by Camel Archers sort of now. But the funny thing is that normal hand cannoneers aren't light gunpowder infantry. So this is basically a counter to, I believe, Janissaries and Grenadiers, if I remember correctly. Wait, do Camel Archers not get bonus versus Janissary? That's got to be a bug then, right? Because I'm pretty sure Janissaries are now counted as light gunpowder infantry. Like, they legit have a tooltip right there. Sassy, you've not seen this recently? It came in the last patch. Not the pop one, the one before. So yeah, I think a Janissary might still beat... No, I don't actually think a Janissary beats a Camel Archer because of the health difference, right? I don't know. I'm going to have to confirm with the devs. I'm curious. I haven't, like, thoroughly tested it. But considering that the tooltip is still there after a second patch, I'm assuming it's in. Maybe assumptions make an ass out of me, though. I would find it to be a very funny interaction, though, for a unit that already feels really strong. Like, I actually think Camels have been slept on for way too long. They've been good for a long time. People have just struggled to find the builds that utilize them well. Got a lot of map spread from Anatan, by the way. Villagers shifting out onto the berries because he doesn't want to just build farms. Understandable as well. He needs an army. Juganumas is getting big. And yeah, not just Camel Archers, guys. Camel Riders are insanely good. Camels are busted good in early Castle Age. I think people have just been gravitating towards Lancers because it's what's comfortable, and Riders are better a lot of the time. Like Camel Riders, the change, by the way, to Camel Riders, they're buffed in Castle. They're nerfed in Imperial, but they're buffed in Castle because in like the whole heavy food cost was a buff towards Imp. But this change of wood and gold helps early Castle a lot more when food is more limited. You're going to see a lot more Camel Riders now. Mass Horsemen, Mass Camel Archers. Gradually getting up in numbers, but not a quick comp, remember. Camel Archers take 35 seconds each. Juganoo are going to poke around the back, but he's not finding mass farms here because, guys, Anatan keeps creeping out new groups of villagers to take the resources from under B's nose. He's coming around for this. Oh, I love watching this kid. Anatan is something else, man. These two fighting up against each other is always brilliant. Like, you know, we usually described Anatan as the second coming of B, right? With these crafty and weird strategies. So it's always a pleasure to watch them both going at it. So Horseman plus the Camels are going to make their move, B. I mean, he's fueling this Juganoo mass with gold. Gold that is coming from home. Still, it is quite big. It could even attempt to dive at this stage into Anatan's base. Well, he's going to more easily and more rapidly dive now into B's. Quick reaction out of the Russian to get away here. Villagers, wait, what? B? No! What's going on? That had to be a misclick. There's no way you frontline with the villagers there. Not against this many horsemen Camels. 5 dead. B, I mean, Song might give you some power, but not that much. 55 to 41. I don't know what the hell that was. I think what happened is he selected his army and accidentally selected the villagers, and then A clicked back towards base. It's the only thing that would make sense there. These villagers. Oh, this is brilliant. Osman Camel actually running again. Now, this should be enough Juganoo to scare him, right? There is the undermesh. Yeah, I don't think you want to dive this through Anno. You're just trying to buy time to reach the point that you can attack this. Jug are going to try to dive in. I wonder, should B just be building rams here to force the fight? 3 rams would force Anatan to commit directly towards you. Right now, he's been dodging you like the plague. I think now he might be ready to fight. 16 horsemen, 7 camel archers versus 32 Juganoo. B, his army is split. This is not good. And Juganoo, damage definitely not good enough here. It looks like the horsemen are going to be able to absorb enough blows. B is going to lose the mass of his army. This is the problem behind this. Like, the army's trying to run across, but it's so far away. So B, now 20 eco behind. Military lead is not going to last much longer. I think we're close to game over. Oh, man. The patience out of Anatan here. Reaps the map the correct way, right? For the eco kills, for the fact he's playing extension resources out here, which only just got scouted by B. Now the farms can safely be set up behind the base. Anatan still behind on raw military count, but most definitely not on military power. Yeah, I'm struggling to see the way now for B. Anatan knows that he's seen. The outpost sees the scout watching him. This is absolutely brilliant. It's not your berry patch. It's my berry patch. You might have to sacrifice a villager or 2 to get these walls up, but it's worth it to buy the time. Just about gets it online. He's actually just going to run away. The Q idea may not have been worth it after all, folks. Oh my god. What a game this is becoming. Well, Anna, he's once again just drawn attention away from his base. And had this happened 2 minutes earlier, had this been scouted 2 minutes earlier, I think it would have mattered, but Anatan now has a full farm transition underway. It's going to be 30 farms in the next 30 seconds. Walls are going up. He's about as safe as can be. He's as safe as a bank. B. So at least got his army in position this time, right? Not sure if it's going to count for much. Because if your army's here, it's not pressuring Anatan's lead. B's not playing on the stone. He's not playing for a fast age up. He's pretty much locked into I like repeater crossbows. Anatan is like, I like ponies. Farms shouldn't be faster than berries. I mean, they're not, right? It's 30% versus... actually, they might be with agriculture. It's 0.75 base. Berries just got buffed to 0.69. No, I think berries are still quicker, even with agriculture. Which, weirdly enough, Anatan doesn't have. Dive coming in the Barbican now. If he just gets agriculture, this flood is going to be uncontrollable. He's currently at 33 farms. I mean, why do farms need to have a food base that high? Why not make it 0.65? Or 0.6? Farms will still have their place, their presence, but they won't just be a thing you go to. Like, for goodness sake, we had our Skarsgård Invitational event, and in the deciding game, Voldemar, as the Chinese, was making a granary transition at 6.5 minutes. Why? Why? Yeah, Sassy, I know it's 0.75. I'm saying farms should be 0.65. 0.65 or 0.6. They should not be 0.75. They really should have never been 0.75. Some civs will still build them. They'll have the circumstances, but they won't just be an easy get-out-of-jail-free card in as many games as we're seeing them be. B, now moving in the triple ram, though. This is what he needed a few minutes ago, and I'm starting to wonder if it's too little too late. I'm going to find out. Zhug trying to race that TC. Anatan, it's kind of awkward. His own base is getting in the way of the Horseman flood. Archers are being prepped alongside this. He's going to start to dive in. Rohirrim rides. Horseman able to get on top of him here. Camel Archers pursuing as well. He even gets in deeper to scramble the formation. And B, I think that's it. That is the hair that broke the camel's back. Weirdly enough, the other way around here is B. About to lose the entire army. It's 22 horsemen, 13 camel archers. The rams are being chased away. This game is done. Anatan, time and time again, able to scramble and defuse the Zhuge threat. This time for the final time. Cool game. A lot of potency in these camel archers, right? You wouldn't think mass camel archers up against Zhuge, but you see the value compared to archers. It's the gap close potential. A mistake gets made, you keep pressure on. No move gets made, you make your own moves in a way that you simply can't if you mass archers instead. This was a smart read by Anatan. Great execution. Love the flank resources. Without this detail, I think he would have been screwed because B's Barbican drop, although it didn't screw a TC completely, although a TC still went down at home, what it done is it prevented Anatan from getting access to all that food that would have surged him forward. Food that he will happily now gobble up. Rams being built to deal with that. B yet to wave the white flag, but I think he's going to be convinced of how quick this game is over. Village is shuffling away again. I mean, B, not really sure what the comeback mechanic is here. You could go castle, but I don't think you'll ever get castle quicker than Anno here. You thought Zhuge had no counter? I mean, they don't if you just monkey into the base, right? Capital. No, this was just well played by Anatan. He really did outplay B on the map. Horseman can struggle big time against Zhuge, but B never reached that critical mass. He never had it all in one location. And now, it doesn't exist anywhere on the map. GG called. Anatan, another point on the board, another $5 secured in this pup show match.